Hi all, Jessie B Scrapbooking back with another process video, and this one is for Scraptember, and I'm doing these 3 pictures of my son giving his cousins a ride on his motorcycle, and I'm using 6x6 paper pad. That's the prompt for today. This paper pad came from the dollar store. I don't even know when. Okay, so I have to let you guys know that I did not realize my camera had gotten zoomed in, and I started it, never thought anything much about it, and I did most of this whole video with the camera zoomed in really tight. So I'm really sorry about that. And but you can see how I just cut the papers from the paper pad down to 2-inch and 2.5-inch squares, and I'm just going to get them laid out in this kind of pattern shaped. The pattern I got is actually from a Page Maps sketch. I can't remember which one. It was one that I actually seen on Pinterest, and I didn't go back and look it up on in my book. I should have, because that would have been good. But I do know that it is a Page Maps sketch, and they had all these little squares behind 3 pictures. And so that is what I'm doing here. And I'm not going to put a border on my pictures, which feels really weird because I always put a border on them. But I kind of like using the paper as the border, the pattern papers as a border. And yeah, so there's how it's going to be. I'm sorry you can't see the top of the layout, but I do move it eventually. But yeah, for now you just get to see the bottom of the layout. So I'm going to get them all laid down and adhered down here. And so the pictures here, it looks like no one's wearing helmets or anything, but I had them take off the helmets so I could get pictures of their faces and not just helmets. So and the 2 on the right side, they're both my niece Mel, and at first she just wanted to sit on it and kind of get a feel for it without actually riding anywhere. She just wanted to sit there, and so that's what they were doing. She did eventually go for a ride and absolutely loved it. But and then the other picture on the top left is my niece Kaylee, and she did go for a ride, but like I said, I had her take off the helmet so I could see her little face. And yeah, they totally enjoyed themselves. Okay, so here is where I'm going to add some little embellishments. I'm using the same 6x6 paper pad, and I'm cutting out 3 different flowers, and I'm going to put them in 2 in the top, so 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and then 1 down here at the bottom. And I'm just trying to decide which pattern paper to put where. And so I go with the red one here at the bottom, and then I do a blue one at the top right and a yellow one at the top left. And now I'm just adding little white centerpieces to each of the flowers. I thought about punching out a hole in them, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I covered that up. And so I'll do it on each one of them, and then I will die cut a what do you call it? A leaf or a branch, and then I'm going to cut off the leaves of and give each flower just a little leaf. I didn't want a huge leaf, but this works good. So I just have to die cut the one, and then I cut it apart, and it'll make leaves for all 3 flowers. And sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. I have no idea what they're barking at. I've been outside several different times to look and see if I could see anything, and I see nothing. So, yeah. But they come right up to the corner of the house where my scrap room is and bark. So, I'm really sorry. Okay, so here I'm putting those little leaves in. See how cute they turn out? Just a couple little leaves in each of the clusters. And then I'm going to do my title. So I have these alpha dies here, and I am going to take and pop them up onto some foam, and I'm going to get a piece of the 6x6 paper that I haven't used in this, but it has all the same colors in it, and that way I don't have to worry about it blending into one of the papers I already have on the page. And I'm going to cut out the word ride. So here I am looking for all my different letters. I am going to tape them on as I go, just so I don't lose them. And then I'll get these all cut out so that they're a dimensional title, and then I will cut out of another alpha dies that I have, which is even smaller, the word let's. And that die, I just go ahead and I'm going to run it, the whole thing through because it's really little. It does not cut out the best doing it that way. A lot of the letters in the middle of it didn't cut out, but I didn't want to break them all apart because they're so tiny that I was afraid of losing them. So here's where ride's going to be, and here's the words I'm going to, or the alphas I'm going to use for the word let's. So my title will be Let's Ride. But see how little they are? And I know as soon as I break them apart, I'm going to lose one. So I'm just going to cut them all out, and then I can just get rid of the letters I don't use. Yeah, it's kind of a waste, but it worked for this one. And it was just a piece of scrap paper I had. So, alright, now I am going, and see, I finally pulled my camera out. I did not realize it was tucked in so close. But here I'm adding these are fingernail art that I got at the dollar store. And they're kind of like a rubbery, I don't know, texture. But I'm just adding butterflies. So I'm adding 3 butterflies by each of the flowers. And they're just little purple butterflies. I think they're adorable. And then I'm coming in with some sequins. And these are just little itty bitty flower sequins, and they're kind of a mother of pearl kind of color, so they kind of change. They look yellow and pink, and so I'm just adding them to each of the clusters, and then this layout is done. So don't forget to check out everybody else that is playing with Scraptember. It's hosted by the Scrappy Sisters and Laura. So, yeah, make sure you go over and check out the playlist. Lots of inspiration out there. And, oh, yeah, I do add in a little silver thread looking line. This was also in the page map sketch. And so I'm just going to add that in onto 2 sides. I've never done that before, but I kind of like it. Okay, I have to go check on those dogs. So, thanks for watching. Bye.